Hi everyone, in this video I will be talking about the best reputation traits for general DPS builds, and I'll be splitting the video into energy-based and exotic-based damage, and also space and ground, so let's jump right in. And also you may notice that I have 5 slots for each, whereas regularly you would have 4. To unlock the 5th slot, you want to go to your fleet's research lab if they have that unlocked, which then you can purchase these for relatively expensive. But yes, alright, let's go into it. So first up, for DPS you want 3 things. Well, 3.5. Yeah. First you want critical severity, and then you want critical chance, damage, and 0.5 is survivability. So if you have extra space for survivability things, you want those. Alright, now let's start. Advanced targeting system, so 20% critical severity. That's what we want. And auxiliary power configuration offense, so you get bonus all damage based on your auxiliary power, and also some accuracy is not so bad. So based on auxiliary power, if you increase your auxiliary power, you get some more damage. So see? Alright. Energy refrequencer, so this one is for survivability, so you deal damage and you get healed. Simple. The next one is magnified firepower, 6.3% bonus weapon damage. Nice. Of course, bonus is always better than just regular extras to your weapon damage. And precision, which is plus 5% critical chance. Now there's also a few extra traits that could be nice if you could slot them, but of course you only have 5 slots, or 4 slots regularly. Which is Tyler's duality, so 4.1% critical chance based on your hull capacity, and of course the higher your hull is, the higher your bonus will be for critical chance. And of course this is nice for those builds that have very high hull, and mine doesn't have that much high hull, so I'm not using this one. Alright, the next one is Chrono Capacitor Array. So this one reduces your bridge officer recharge, so the less time it takes for your bridge officer abilities to recharge, the more you can use them, and of course most of them, I assume, will be boosting your damage. And the next one is controlled countermeasures, so bonus weapon damage and projectile damage against controlled targets. This might not be as useful for pure energy damage, or well, I mean pure weapon damage. You might have torpedoes builds, because well, they might not have controlled abilities, which would be then useful if you had this. Alright, as for active space, your choices, you only have 7 choices, so you're going to be cycling through these ones, and I'll tell you why I'm not using these 2, as well the rest I am using. So, Forced Challenge I'm actually not using for energy or exotic damage builds, because, well, the functionality of this might sound good here, but in actuality it's not quite useful. So it faces the target towards you, okay, pulls your target within 0.5 kilometers of the user, and takes away their, well, I mean, depending on how much forward-facing shield they have, it does a massive amount to their forward shield facing. The problem with this is the 0.5 kilometers, which once you pull them in, they can just fly away, and then you just wasted this trait, basically. As for Tethered Non-Baryonic Asteroid, this one is more useful for exotic builds and also broadsiding or mine builds. The reason for this is because once you activate this, it will pull your targets behind you, which if you're using a forward-facing build, such as dual beams or dual cannons, or just cannons in general, this one will be hindering your damage potential, so don't use this if you're using forward-facing builds. As for the rest, Quantum Singularity Manipulation, this one has a bonus to Science, so we'll talk about it in the exotic part, but for 5 seconds you are completely cloaked, but you can still fire weapons, so that's cool. And also you can't be removed from cloak, unlike regular cloaks, so again, that's nice. Anti-time Entanglement Singularity is just some nice amount of bonus clicky damage. So as you can see, some extra physical damage. It reduces flight speed of your targets, 25% to hold your target. Just, yeah, overall it's a great amount of some extra damage. Next one is Refracting Tetryon Cascade. This one, just like the previous one, is just some extra damage. As you can see here, it's just Tetryon damage, and it chains to up to 3 targets. Nice. Biomolecular Shield Generator. So this one, if you stay within 2.5 kilometers radius of the center point of the activation of this, you get some shield regeneration and shield resistance. Nice for survivability. And finally, the last one is Deploy Sensor Interference Platform. So this takes aggro away from you if you're having a little bit of trouble surviving. And the more allies there are within 10 kilometers, the more hull it will have for this thing. So it will force your targets to target this. And if for some reason your target's still targeting you, they will suffer some outgoing damage. So yeah, that's nice. Alright, let's head to ground. Okay, so trait selection for ground is very similar to space. Again, it's you want critical severity, critical chance, damage, and of course, if you can afford it, some survivability. So, yep, first up, deadly aim, same thing, plus 20% critical severity. You have the emergency personal cloaking device. This one's good for survivability. Oh, sorry, did I say this is survivability? This one's for damage. You get some bonus damage when you're reduced below 30% and you're cloaked, so you can escape. Although it does only have a 90-second recharge, so you'll have to cope with that if you're having a lot of trouble surviving. And you notice I have rank 2 for all of my traits. This is when you unlock these once you reach tier 6 in the reputation. Otherwise, they'll be regular and they'll be slightly lower stats. But anyways, lethality, critical chance, magnified armaments, bonus damage, and mental acuity, which is again bonus damage while you're aiming. So if you're in ground combat, you should be aiming most of the time unless you're doing a melee build. Alright, so other ones that might be useful. We have strength of body, which increases kit performance. So the more kit performance you have, the more effective your kits will be, more damage or more damage boosting or healing, whatnot. So that's nice. There's energized nanites. So this is similar to energy frequencer, which you get healed the more damage you do. I mean, wait, no, you do damage and you get healed. Yes. And that's it for these ones. So let's go into active ground. So for active ground, you have 6 out of 5. So, I mean, yeah, you have 6 available for your 5 slots. So the reason I did not choose one little ship is, well, it's a pet. Sure, but the other ones are pretty useful in comparison. I mean, it does some nice phaser damage and some photon torpedoes, but overall, I don't really use this one. So let's go over the rest. The first one, piezoelectric perimeter snare. So yeah, electric damage, holds your targets, roots them. It's a nice AoE ability. Overall, it's quite useful. The next one is concussive tachyon emission, and you notice I'm putting these in order that are not shown here because I'm showing these in the order that I find them more useful. But anyways, so yeah, reduces every target within 30 meters by 1,200 shields, and most targets have less shields than this. So basically, you're stripping everyone around you except for your friendlies of their shields. Next one is medical nanite cloud, heals you and all your allies around you. So nice, and has a 50% chance to revive unconscious allies with 31.3% health. So that's also quite useful. The next one is visual dampening field. So actively you can activate a smoke screen and disappear. Use as a cloaking device. So nice. And finally, Defiance, which once you're low health, you get some extra damage and damage resistance. So that's great. Alright, let's go to exotic damage. Okay, so as you can notice, most of these are pretty much the same as the energy ones because, well, you want pretty much the same things. Critical severity, critical chance, and damage. Of course, the source of damage might be slightly different. So again, critical chance, critical severity, 20%. And you'll notice here the bonus is a lot higher because, of course, the amount of auxiliary power for an exotic build will be usually maximized. So we got 7.4 bonus all damage, and well, I can even further boost this. So, nice. Next one is the Chrono Capacitor Array, as we mentioned in the energy build. So this one I want for exotic builds because one of your main sources of damage is your Bridge Officer abilities. So of course, the more often you use these, the more damage you deal. So, perfect. Particle Generator Amplifier, bonus exotic damage. Perfect, right? You need this. And of course, Precision for some critical chance. As for Space Active, you'll see I've dropped the Biomolecular Shield Generator for the tethered non-bionic asteroid. So I believe this is boosted by exotic damage and exotic particle generator, and also you have some extra control, so nice. Oh yeah, it is boosted here. Why didn't I bother reading this? Yes. It is improved by your exotic particle generator, so your main source of boost for your damage. So that's why I've switched this one for this. Alright, let's go to ground. Alright, so for ground you see I have basically the same things. Deadly Aim, 20% critical severity, Emergency Personal Cloaking Device for survivability, Lethality for critical chance, Magnified Armaments. This time it's bonus to all damage compared to the space one, which is only energy damage, so yes, I'm using this. And finally, Personal Energy Amplifier, which kit-based skills deal 6.3% bonus damage. Again, this is very nice, just like Particle Generator Amplifier. And as an exotic ground player, most of your damage is coming from your kits. So yes, this is a trait you really, really want. As for active ground, exactly the same as energy builds, because, well, you don't have many choices, and again, I don't quite like one little ship. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe and ring the notification bell to be notified of future videos. Helps out the channel quite a lot, and it's free, so why not? And based on statistics, less than 20% of you are actually subscribed to me, so if you haven't hit that subscribe button, please do so. Also, you can contribute to my Patreon link in the description, where you will also find a link to membership and my Discord server where you can speak to fans and myself directly. Alright, see you guys next time. Bye!